Okay, great. We are live. Thanks at production for sending the live links to where they need to go. Welcome, final 8 of Triumph All-Stars to a very impulse tribal council tonight. You guys had your challenge a little while ago. And now we're doing tribal. So, John, do you want to get started with the questions you had and we'll just fill in. We'll go through these really quickly, guys.
Yes.
We might just even ask questions to the whole group instead of each person, but go ahead, John.
All right. Start off, Brian. Congratulations on winning immunity. After being the runner-up to the Versus Challenger the past couple challenges, how does it feel to have the immunity necklace around your neck and not out in nobody's hands?
Feels very nice. After the past live night, it was very hectic, so having the immunity definitely feels definitely is nice. We did not have a lot of time, so that adds to the feeling of being comfortable. And it is also nice to not have a versus redemption person this round. So I did like that also.
I'll move over to I was going to go to Missy next. But I'll go to Esteban. Esteban, so we've touched on a little bit on this. This is kind of quick. I mean, we gave you guys the option to either have tribal tonight or tomorrow, and you guys, as a group, you guys quickly talked about, and you said you wanted to try and have tribal tonight. Does that make things a lot more hectic?
Go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, this is all new to me. Like, just like what Sam said, there is like 2 live nights, Triumph, hello, All Stars, and all of this stuff. It's really, really giving me like an anxiety right now. This might be a seasonal. Maybe it's only every time that I am playing Triumph. That's the kind of seasonal anxiety. And yeah, it is really hard, especially if you only have a few times to talk to people. I don't know. I don't know how even to answer that question, to be honest.
Well, that's all right. Jordan, I'll move over to you. So we literally just came out of live night before we went into the weekend. How much was there of a recovery after, since we gave you guys the whole entire weekend off up until tonight? Was there a lot of just trying to get everybody back on the same pages and trying to just regain that energy, or has it just even been complete chaos all weekend still?
Saturday was dead, for sure, and then Sunday was dead for me until like Sunday night when I was driving home from Birmingham. But I feel like most people took the weekend off. That's how I think. I think most people took the weekend off. I'm not sure if the answer. I'm terrible at these questions, John. Like, I'm literally
good. Sam, I'll move over to you next. So we've seen so many different types of votes. We've seen people being blindsided, people knowing that they're going to be going. Does this vote seem like it's going to be any sort of an easy vote tonight? Or could we possibly even be looking at Triumph's first ever Rocks night?
I have no idea. The fact that we only gave ourselves 40 minutes, 50 minutes to discuss means it's been a bit chaotic. I don't know for sure what's going to happen, but I'm hoping that I'm on the right side of the votes. I don't expect rocks, but again, you never know in this game.
I mean, I'm always up for a little bit of chaos, and I'm always up for some rocks myself, but to each his own. Courtney, I'll move over to you next. So, has there been any talk of advantages in this game? Things that, because we haven't seen anything played post-merge. We haven't really, has there been talk amongst the group about things being played, about any advantages, any other advantages besides idols even out there?
Honestly, nobody knows where any idols in this game are. It's been a really big mystery. People are really keeping that close to their chests, which is fair, because that's what I would do. So yeah, okay. That's just on my end.
Okay. Missy, I'll move over to you next. So you fought your way tooth and nail, and literally it took me giving out to you in that final challenge tonight. How much were you fighting tooth and nail? Do you think that you needed that win tonight?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I do genuinely think I needed the win. Y'all said, give it to the fat girl on the wall. You know, by the way, not a thing. Fat girls don't last that long on a wall. But yeah, I'm gonna be quite transparent. I felt like before live night, after live night, like the next round, I would probably really have to worry. And so, like, here we are. I was fighting it until you said sit on a wall. Mama. And then I was like, oh, yeah, you're old, you're fat, and you fell on concrete on your knee, and your knees look like a 9-year-old like 2 days ago. So awesome. But I tried. E for effort. Remember
Hey,
that.
I gotta give that to you as the resident big guy here on prod. I mean, I
I
completely
lasted 30
understand that all
whole
too.
seconds.
Yeah.
It was impressive. I need y'all to not be starstruck, okay?
Justin, I'll go over to you next. So, what sort of things are we going into thinking about for the vote? Are we talking about endgame at this point? Are we talking about jury management? Are we is honestly in this sort of all-star game environment where everything is complete and utter nuts? What in the world do you guys base votes off of now?
Well, you think about it all. You're thinking about who's going to be loyal to you. You're thinking about who actually wants to take you to the end versus who's just saying they're going to take you to the end. You think about the connections that people have. You think about so many things that it's almost overwhelming. And sometimes you're just pissing in the dark. And that's really what we've been doing. So there's just a lot of variables, and you hope you make the right decision every time. I personally don't think about the jury because I think that's thinking too much, but I know a lot of people do.
Well, you said we're pissing in the dark here. I mean, hopefully you got to make sure that you hit the right targets then, and make sure that you don't hit the wrong thing when you're in the dark. All right, Edward, I'll move over to you last. So we have seen one season completely get wiped out, and we have representatives still here from seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do old rivalries come into play? Do old friendships come into play here? Or have new friendships been made here? Or have rivalries been mended?
That's a great question that I do not have the answer for, because it's all subjective about the people. It's how the people perceive these friendships, how people perceive these rivalries. Sometimes they're one-sided, and sometimes people are willing to put it to the side, and that's up to each individual person how they feel.
All right. Well, I believe I've asked everyone a question. I believe Brandon, you had a question for the floor.
No, we'll save it for after the vote.
Okay. Oh, sounds good. Okay. Then does anybody else have anything else then before we go to the vote? All righty.
Okay. Am I sending Brandon or John over?
Brandon.
Okay, he already went. So Brian will go first. Try to keep them quick, guys. I don't know. Impulse tribal. We'll get through it quickly.
We're moving at a real good pace here.
Sometimes I just missed Ollie's face. We got to see it one time. Where'd it go?
Yes.
We'll never
Ollie
see
went
it
back
again.
Every once in a while.
Ollie went back to sleep. It is currently
Like
5 o'clock in the morning, Ollie's time right now.
Ollie
5:15.
said they said an hour away. Thank you. Good night.
And again, this is the time to give shout outs, talk amongst yourselves, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to give a shout out to Braden. I love you, Braden. That's my 1984 ride or die. Every time I ever played, except for the last time. And that's why I went out. That's all I'm saying, because Braden wasn't there. That's not true. I went out other games too. I never won any of them. Oh, you want me to turn it up? Somebody
Brian
else
is
talk.
back.
Come on.
Justin is next. Yay.
Y'all just basically are like, Missy will talk. Someone say something.
I will give a shout out, even though he's in the other room at the moment. I'll give a shout out to Brandon for helping me create my first ever D&D character.
Wait, Brandon from like this Brandon?
Yes, like Prod Brandon, yes.
Wait, he's in the other room. Y'all know each other in real life?
No, he helped me set it up over a call.
Oh, you said other room. I don't know. I've been
The
drinking.
breakout room. The breakout room.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this escalated. I have a D&D character I haven't played, but I am a rock gnome named Floop, and it's a guy who drinks too much. Shocking, I know. He's a rock gnome. Who saw it coming? You guys are a tough crowd. Fuck all of you.
You good. You just can't see my face right now.
Y'all like my captain vlogs though, right?
Next up is Courtney.
Missy, I do have to also say I love your Rafiki backdrop behind you.
Thank you. There is a backstory. My little brother, who was a drag queen and he was beautiful, he was a year younger. He passed away, and Lion King was his favorite movie. So someone got that for me for my birthday.
Oh.
Though he's kind of melty, but in all fairness, the person that got it for me smokes a lot of weed. I'm sorry, not weed, the devil's lettuce.
Courtney is back. Next is Jordan, who has changed his name successfully now, forever.
Don't jinx it.
RIP iPhone, 2022 to 2023.
Y'all, I just like, now that he's gone, low-key blame Jordan for the fact that I also personally look like a rock troll during this tribal. If it was yesterday, I would have looked fantastic. But that didn't happen. We had an hour. This is what you get. You tell him I said that because I talked shit to him for a hot minute. He's all back right as I stop talking. You tell him.
Back. Missy,
If
go
I
vote.
go, you tell him. You tell him I said it.
Okay, Missy is back. Esteban is next.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I got lost in that breakout room. Couldn't find my way out. I'm gonna mute so y'all don't hear nursery rhymes. I've been drinking so much. I'm so sorry. Sam, tell us the story. More about how the UK is weird. Go on.
Well, I'm from the UK. That should say enough.
Sam is
But
next.
like, y'all have, oh damn. I just called out the person that was next. No one else is here.
I do have to say, there's one challenge that you guys didn't get to have this season that is kind of a tradition. That did you guys miss getting to have Maggie's storytelling time?
I did.
Are you talking about telephone?
Oh yes.
You know what? I'm always first in telephone. And this was the first time I wasn't. First time I ever did telephone was in Triumph, and I was first. Was always first every other time after that. And this time, was I there? Now that I think about it. Was I there?
We didn't do telephone this season.
What am I talking? I'm talking about another game. That's how you know I'm doing too much. I'm tired.
Okay, and last up is
Thank you
Edmo.
for coming.
Yay.
I'm gonna mute because now I'm embarrassed. Also, Sam, more about the weirdness of the UK. What's the whole thing with like the weirdness of coronation? Because I keep hearing it but haven't heard about it. What's going on?
I don't quite know about what's going on with the coronation.
Okay, we're gonna tally votes.
Not very happy with who the king is anyway. Hoping doesn't last too
That's
long.
that one guy, right?
Yeah, Charles.
Oh, that's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's done some funny things in the past. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on with the coronation. I try to avoid it as much as possible. But yeah, we're just weird in general in Britain.
If it's any consolation, one time we had this like presidential election where if a certain someone lost, people planned on like breaking into homes. So you know.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like
Alrighty.
a thing.
I'm back.
Here we go.
All right, so I'm back. I have the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Votes are locked. Person with the most amount of votes will be given 30 seconds to say their goodbyes and will be the next member of the jury. Here we go. First vote. Missy. Second vote. Edward. Third vote. Missy. It's 2 votes Missy, 1 vote Edward. Fourth vote. Edward. We're tied 2 apiece. Fifth vote. Edward. Edmo. 3 votes Edward. Edmo. 2 votes Missy. Sixth vote. Missy. Tied again. 3 apiece. Seventh vote. Edward. It's 4 votes Edward, 3 votes Missy, 1 vote left. Eighth vote, and the 4th member of our jury, Edward. Edward, you and I are good buds. We go back quite a bit, but unfortunately, tribe has spoken. Give your 30 seconds or your time to say your goodbyes. We've been giving people longer than 30.
I really don't have much to say. I think I'm nearing the end of my org career. I've definitely had this conversation with a few people. My brain can't hold up anymore. My memory, I stutter. I lose my train of thought. It's a lot, and I don't have much more in me, and it just sucks. And I appreciate you for coming back.
Love you, Edmo. All right. Congratulations. Final 7. Brandon?
We actually have an announcement to make. Initially, I was going to make this, but our queen, Maggie, has overruled me in this regard. So, Megan.
Yes. Hello. One last thing before we get to the rest of your guys this evening. You're now down to the final 7. You have already gotten a couple of jury members, and you only have a couple left. That number is 5. Good luck getting to the final 2, y'all.